Hi, Paul and Clark here, your Meta Life, and today we're going to look at how you would create a report to outreach to a prospective new client. A proposal from perhaps a client or a prospective client who you've met personally. I know people who know what I do for a living often will approach me in my local Indian restaurant or something and just ask me what I think of their website or what I think of their digital marketing efforts or whatever. Or you may want to do some outreach. You may have a list of businesses you'd like to outreach to. What we've found at Gambit Nash is one of the most important aspects is the two most important aspects is a proof of your competence. So you know what you're talking about and you can provide evidence of that without overwhelming the client with too much data. And secondly, that you give the client specific value pointers that you say, well, you're currently in position A. These are the steps we suggest you take to get you in position B, and this is the value those steps will offer. Specific, sort of general waffle of the sort of spam email type that you get. We will make you rank for the keywords you want to rank for. We can improve your website speed. Well, how do you know you can? What is my website speed? What's the problem with my website speed? How do you know what keywords I want to rank for? You haven't listed them here. It's just waffle, and that doesn't work. That doesn't instill the confidence in the client. And it doesn't actually give you, as a potential digital marketing agency, the information base you need to take forward and to measure any improvements you make. So you need to you really need to push out and get that stuff done. So this is a website we're looking at. They're called Chichester-caravans.co.uk. So it's actually a local website, and that will be quite important in a moment. It's actually very much has a global area and reach. They make a point of putting their maps in there, so it's central Britain and two on the south coast. So there's Chichester and there's one that's sort of Sussex way there, and that's West Midlands. So they've actually got 3 branches looking for a quite a specific local reach, and they understand that there are other, they actually go out their way to name Bromsgrove branch, Bromsgrove branch, Bromsgrove branch. How many more times are you going to tell me it's Bromsgrove branch? So this is a local website, so that will come into what we're looking at later. So we've cracked open website Auditor, and we started a new file. All we had to do was put that URL in there, and it pulled up all the data. It's given us the list of pages on the website, and there were 545. It's mirroring what it is there. We've done a little site audit, and it's giving us immediately actionable information. It's giving us something immediately that we can go to that client and say, these are the issues your site has that we can fix. So they have resources with 4XX status. So they have pages that no longer exist on their website. So it looks like they've got Gmodules. Yeah, they've got, it could be old plugins, old modules, all sorts of bits and bobs there. They've got some right weird URLs in there. So what you'd want to do is give them that list of URLs and say, first things first, let's set up a capture page for those and redirect them. Job done. Pages with the 302 redirect. Well, you're going to add to that. You're probably going to use 302. You might be better off using the 301 redirect. So you'd 301 all of these to there. Again, a very simple task. You've immediately adding value for that client. It's saying that the www and the non-www versions of the site are not the same. So what you'd normally do is within your HC access file, you'd make one the preferred one, and it would do a sort of soft redirect between one and the other. So if we have a look at them in the browser, they come up as www. If that's the one they want to keep, then that's fine. It doesn't have an XML sitemap, and it doesn't have a robots.txt file. So the site scan itself took a while because it had to actually go through. It went to the home page and looked from links to the home page to level 1 pages, and then any new links on level 1 pages to level 2 pages, etc. So it had to sort of brute force find out what the site structure was. But again, that can be fixed. As an agency, your immediate list of fixes are, we can put a sitemap up, we can give you a robots.txt file, we can redirect your 404s. You're straight into fixing things. Now the red crosses need fixing. The orange triangles, well, sometimes you may want to fix them, you may not. They've got dynamic URLs, which are they're photos, they're picked up, and I think that's probably intentional. If they weren't photos, and if they shouldn't have been dynamic, you may want to fix that. URLs that are too long, and here they are. Once again, it tells you exactly what they are, and they've got this coding up there, and they are blimey, they are hugely too long, aren't they? Good grief. Yeah. So you'd want to shorten those URLs. There are some broken links. Again, you can fix those. That's something else you can put in straight away. You've got empty title tags. You've got duplicate titles, and again, it tells you. And you can pull that down. You can look at them all. It tells you what they are. So immediately, just by doing this, you've offered fantastic value to that potential client. That is actionable straight away. We can improve your site in real ways immediately. Popping down here, it's got visualization. Just let it do that. So this is the visualization. There's the home page, and there's all the nodes that go off. So all these first links away from the home page are pages that themselves have more links off. So they've got seller.php, search.php, search by category condition 2, search by category condition 1. So there's searches, you've got an admin, etc. So you can see what these are. If you hover over them, it tells you what each of these pages are. So that's not actually a bad structure. In general, we found that symmetrical structures that aren't overbalanced in terms of one page leads to everything, and then 10 other pages lead to nothing, or 10 links lead to nothing, tend to be pretty good. And you can see all the interlinking there as well. So it's well interlinked sites, and you can color code it and various other bits and bobs as well. That's handy. Content analysis. Well, what we did a content analysis of the first page. Here's fantastic. On the first page, the metadata showed us that there were 3 or 4 keywords that the site wanted to rank for. We didn't have to guess that. It showed us what they were. It's not always the case, but in this case they did. And so what it's done, what the tool has done automatically with just the press of a button, it's gone away and it's ranked, looked at all those keywords, and then it's actually listed, without us having to do anything else, all the competition for those keywords, and graphed how well, say this is your page or your client's page, how well they rank compared to the competition. So it's actually done competition analysis as well. Here's the interesting thing about many business owners with a website. They're very aware of who their bricks and mortar competition are, but they're often not aware at all of the differences between their bricks and mortar competition and their online competition. I've had conversations with website owners that aren't aware that how different their online competition is. So if we were to say Leisure is part of your competition, the site owner may well come back and say, no, they're not. I've never heard of them. They're not a company I've ever heard of. So, well, online they are, and for certain keywords, they do a little bit better than you. The lower the better here, of course, you see. So perhaps you want to do, actually, isn't it? It's TDIF. It's not rank analysis. It's TF-IDF analysis. So perhaps you'd want to sort that out. So here's a list of competition. Really quite good to know. Again, you're saying for future analysis, if you want to take this further and you want us to do a deep analysis, we know who your competition are based on the keywords you've given us or keywords that we've managed to farm from the website. Domain strength. So again, fantastic for a report. This comes up in the reports as well. So it comes an overall domain strength. It's out of 10. It's 3.53, which actually is pretty good for an unoptimized site. And if you get an optimized site to above 6, you've done pretty well. Domain, the link ranks, the Alexa rank. So it's actually got an Alexa rank. What IP it's on. It's again, what this tends to do is your credibility, that shows that you've done your diligence, your proper diligence in terms of the research for the site. But it hasn't taken you months to do. It tells you that they've got thousands of pages indexed on all the search engines. Bing is under indexing. Gives you an idea of the backlinks and the number of linking domains and the IPs. So they've got 1,413 backlinks from 63 IPs and 68 linking domains across 62 C blocks of C-class IP addresses. 99.6 of those are do follow. That's suspiciously high. Well, it isn't really. The no follow tag isn't universally used at all. So it depends what market you're in. If that was a general website, I'd expect that to be more like about 90, between 80 and 90%. 99.6 means there's only 2 or 3 links that are no follow. And then they have quite an active presence on Facebook with 280 social signals. Then there's the reports themselves. So if you have the professional version of Website Auditor, you can print these reports off. Sorry, the enterprise level, you can print these reports off. If not, you can export them anyway, or you can cut and paste them. You can have your own, you can use the Windows snippet tool or the equivalent tool on whatever operating system you're using, cut it and paste it, cut this block out and paste it into a file. It's quite easy to do. You can also export it, which is quite easy to do as well. You can export the data and then create your own reports in Excel if you wanted to, using the exported data. So you can just set up a little macro to run through the data and stick it in a report in a few moments, which is something I might do later on. So this is the long-winded report. If you wanted to give them all of this data, you could. I've come across some analysis tools, and those tools are being used by agencies looking to provide a service, that have actually handed me this amount of data when we've done our own competitor analysis in our own market, and I think that's way too much. I don't know if you've ever seen, is it A Few Good Men, the one with Jack Nicholson, where they ask for all the, Tom Cruise says just send him everything or something like that, send them every bit of data we've got, because this is just bombarding somebody who you're assuming doesn't actually have the full skills with far too much data that doesn't make any sense to them, and they're not going to read, and who on earth would read it even if you did understand it? That's too much. But if you want it for competence sake, it's there. But you probably send a summary which gives you all the actionables there. You may work through this as a list yourself. You said, right, if you're now taking us on to fix your website, we may well go through these, and these are all clickable links, and fix them one at a time. And if you want to see what we're going to fix, we can always send you this report anyway. And I've said there's a domain strength as well, which makes a fantastic report with the site structure, etc. And then you can save it. Now, the beautiful thing about Website Auditor is, you've now got everything you need to send a fantastic website report to a client that looks really professional. You can use it as often as you like. It isn't the sort of tool that needs proxies or capture solves or anything like that. It just works out of the box. Imagine being able to send a well-structured report to a client, already showing your competence and already giving you the list of things you're going to do for that client should they decide to take you on as an agency. As a first step, and for as many uses as you want for a one-off fee, Website Auditor just is a fantastic tool, even down to counting the number of links they've got. So you don't have to sign up for Majestic or whatever else you want to use, not until you actually get the tool, get the business, and then you can do the link analysis. For now, all you actually need to know is the number and the type of links. If that prospective client becomes a real client, then you want to dig in deeper. So this video is coming up to about 13.5 minutes now. This will be one in a series of probably at least 5 or 6 videos. We're going to look at the other tools and how you put them together, and how you'd advance through the whole system of giving value to that client, including the monthly reports you should give to every client. And hope you find value in that. This is a fantastic tool for client outreach, developing and presenting your own competence as an agency, and for sending out client prospect reports, proposals, and really landing a client with your own level of competence, and giving you a work to do list once you've got them. Paul and Clark, your Meta Life, signing off for now.